What is up, guys? Brad Wharton here for Cage Warriors, talking to you ahead of Cage Warriors 194, which is coming your way from the iconic RDS in Dublin on Saturday, September 27th. And one of the big fights we've got on the card that night is this one. It's Keith Keogh taking on Damien McKenna. Two guys who are going to have a lot of support in the building. Two guys we're all very much looking forward to seeing throw down at Cage Warriors 194. Keith, I'm going to come to you first,
Yeah,
purely because you're currently on my screen as it stands.
yeah,
So we'll kick this one off with you, my friend. Obviously, you had a big Cage Warriors debut last time out. Big reception and a big win
yeah.
for you. Do you feel that you've kind of got a bit of a home field advantage maybe going into this one, having been through the process before?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it is. I think like obviously the force on the cage, but it's more so. I think I've got my feet in the cage warriors door. I don't think like the home advantage matters. Obviously, I have a big support. Like Damien brings a big crowd as well, but obviously we bring a bigger crowd, I think. But yeah, I suppose so. I don't really look into all that too much, to be honest with you. I think it doesn't really make a dip. Like it's nice to have. It's nice to have that support. I love bringing that energy. I love having that absolute bleeding chaos in the building. And I think I thrive off it. But I think at the end of the day, there could be one person there, or there could be a million, and I don't think it'd matter. I think I'd still perform the same, you know.
Absolutely. And Damien, then from your point of view, obviously a Cage Warriors debut for you on September 27th. How does it feel making that debut, sort of taking that step up onto, what we affectionately term as Europe's leading MMA organization? How does it feel for you stepping in for the first time?
Feels unbelievable, like, to be honest. I think anybody from where we're from wants to put on the yellow gloves at some point in their career. It just feels correct as well, though. It feels like really the next step of getting to where I want to be. But yeah, it's a dream come true, and I'm excited to show everybody what I can do on a bigger level now.
And how do you think you're going to deal with that step up? Like, has the preparation been any different? Is there anything different mindset wise? Anything different kind of playing on your mind, or anything that's just different from previous fight preps and previous fight camps you've done before?
Definitely stepped it up a bit, yeah. Like as every camp, I think you always find a few extra and maybe an extra gear every camp. But this is a fight that could have happened at amateur. Me and Keith have both fought for belts in Ireland. We've both fought for Ireland on the global stage. Like it could have happened at any point. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of as if this is an amateur fight on such a global scale. Like it's not too big of a difference. It's not someone from a different country. It's somebody that I've seen Keith on the way up. Keith's seen me on the way up. So this fight really could have happened 2 or 3 years ago. Just whatever, it just didn't happen. But it just happens. I think it's a great stage for both of us to have such a big domestic fight on. So it's a good thing.
Yeah, I wanted to speak to both of you guys about something you mentioned there, actually, in terms of like both of you had, pretty lengthy amateur careers and a bit of IMAF experience. For anyone who doesn't know who you guys are and hasn't followed your careers, maybe looking at this one, you're both sort of young professionals, just a handful of professional fights, but you've got that amateur experience that people might not know about. Just talk to me a little bit about, how you feel that that lengthy amateur background's prepared you for being pro, and compared to say 10, 15 years ago, you saw a guy with 3 pro fights experience. They were very much a novice, which you guys obviously aren't.
Yeah, I think it's going to carry over really well. Like again, we've been in nearly both of us have probably been in nearly every scenario, and we've fought people from all around the world with all different styles. Like a lot of people in Ireland and the UK kind of have a similar style. In the UK, anyway, it's kind of boxing with decent wrestling, where me and Keith and I have both fought people from all different kind of styles. So I have a 20 fights, and Keith's had, I don't know, close to that as well. So it's nearly, we've seen kind of everything now. It's just putting it in, obviously, on the bigger arenas, bigger stadiums with more crowds. But as far as in the cage, we've seen close to every possible scenario you'd want to be seeing. So yeah, I think it's going to carry over.
And Keith, just to bring you in on that, one of the things that I think, maybe anyone seeing you for the first time on Cage Warriors last time out would have taken away was just how kind of calm and cool and collected you look going into the contest. Like, is that something that you think, having that vast amateur experience and having that high level amateur experience, rather than just competing on local shows, do you think that kind of assisted you with that confidence? You know, it's not necessarily anything new by this point for you.
Yeah, 100%. Like without a doubt, like me, it's known I fought such a high level of opponents, but not only that, but performing as well. Like I've always performed. I've never went out like maybe a couple of me forced amateur fights, but I've always got better throughout my career. So like going into every fight, I'm going in thinking, okay, I'm gonna perform better. I perform better than the last fight. I'm better this fight. I'm better. I'm better. I've always got better. I've always stepped it up a gear. So every time I step into a fight, or every time I'm preparing for a fight, I'm gonna be like, "What was that good last time? Imagine what I'm gonna be like this time." So having that experience of always performing and always like, I love being, I always like having that feeling of I love being in a fight. Like like I'm in there and it's like, oh, like I want to get straight back in. So having that as an amateur, as like Damien said, fighting high level opponents it just instills that confidence in you. You know what I mean? And I think like I don't think I've ever actually really probably like lost a fight or there's been I have one loss in my record which was close and stuff like that. So I always know I go out and perform at the best, against the best. So that definitely stood for me without a doubt. And then obviously having all them fights, just it really does make you feel like you're indestructible nearly.
You know, I'd never seen you fight live before prior to Cage Warriors. Last time out when you made your debut, obviously got a lot of good friends in the Irish MMA media scene, and they'd all said, you know, you bring a good crowd and it's going to be electric. And it really was. And, you know, I mentioned earlier, you know, you look very calm in the cage, but like the atmosphere for your walkout was absolutely crazy. And then when you won, it's absolutely crazy. You know, you got a lot of fans coming again. Do you feel the pressure to perform for the fans? Like, is that something that's kind of going on at the back of your mind when you hear that noise when you walk through the curtain?
But look, honestly, I love it. I absolutely fucking love it. Like I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. Like when I walk out there, like I'm getting excited even thinking about it, man. Like when I walk out, it's like let's fucking go. Like this is a privilege. I get the like I'm the main shot like person. Like I know there was other fights and all, but in my mind, that crowd was the best crowd, and I was like, this is for me. Like I'm going to have like every fan in this building is invested in this fight, and this is all for me. Like let's fucking go. I get to get out here, do my thing, put my skills on the table here, show what I've done for the last 10, 12, how many weeks, not even that, for the last 10 years, 11 years of my life. I get to show this here and get do it on a bigger stage. And every time I do it on a bigger stage. So I get to go in there and do that. This is a fucking privilege, man. This is honestly, and I think we get to see, like some people say it, some people preach it, but I think I show it. And even an amateur, like I've had amateur fights where people are like, what the fuck? Like, the crowd you bring for an amateur fight, and I go out there and perform like at an absolute higher level than I should, and I just go out and do it better every time. So I think for me, I actually thrive off it. Like I've had fights maybe behind closed doors and stuff where I haven't fought as well. Like I get out there and adrenaline, and I make it like I'm like, right, there's two lads locked in the cage. Yeah, locked in with me. Look at this crowd. Here we go. That's what I think every time I go into a fight. So it actually just makes me excited more than anything. Like I'm like fucking itching to go. Like there's like it's literally just all excitement and butterflies for me on my end anyway.
And Damien, from your point of view, you know, between the two of you guys, I think you know you're pretty much, if not going to be the most supported fight in terms of number of fans in the venue. Obviously, you've got a lot of fans traveling for this. How does that feel for you? You know, it must make you incredibly proud that people are willing to come and travel and watch you fight in such great numbers. And is that something that you're going to have in the back of your mind on fight night?
Yeah, it makes me very proud. Like I come from not like smoke like Dublin. I come from a wee town in Omagh. I'm very proud of where I'm from. I'm always pushing like supporting local, and I think everyone. I work in the gym. I coach the kids class. Like I love Omagh, and I think the crowd brings that like reciprocates that. Like I've brought people all over. I've brought people to the UK. I've brought people even when I fought in the IMOF to support me. I've always had a really good support. And again, like Keith said, I definitely perform better the bigger the crowd. Like I've headlined main event in my own hometown a few times in front of 1,000 people, and I think that's some of my best performances. Again, behind closed doors, it's just not the same. When you know there's hundreds of people here coming down hours and hours away, I'm definitely going to perform to my best. for sure.
As we say, both you guys are going to have a lot of support in the building, and you're fighting on a huge platform on UFC Fight Pass. But the most important thing, obviously, is the man in front of you in the cage on the night. So, Damien, I want to ask you, you already touched upon the fact that, you guys have both been around a long time and been around the amateur circuit and now the pro circuit. What have you seen in terms of Keith and his game plan that you think you're going to be able to take advantage of on the 27th?
Yeah, on paper, Keith, not even on paper, I would say Keith's probably my toughest opponent yet. And he's number one in the UK and Ireland as an amateur. I know Keith, I know his game. I know that he's very, very good. One of the best around now, even in this Cage Warriors featherweight roster. But I definitely think it's a good stylistic matchup. Again, it's a fight that I wanted as an amateur, and from a few different reasons, it just didn't happen. It wasn't offered, or we didn't meet each other in the AMOPs, whatever. But I just think stylistically it's a good matchup for me. I'm definitely the best striker that he's met. He's a great grappler. He's a good striker himself. He can mix it up very well. But I just think stylistically, my style fits very well against his style. And we're going to see in just over 3 weeks now.
And Keith, I guess then, a similar kind of question for you. It's kind of a mirror image thing, really. You'll obviously have seen Damien on the circuit over the years. As he said, this fight is one that could have happened a while ago. Are you happy it's happening now? And how do you see it going on Fight Night?
Yeah, of course. Listen, I'm happy. Obviously, I know Damien very well and stuff, and it's actually mad. It'll be 3 years till the day that we were both in the IMAFs in the same group, and his dad was like, "Oh, you're gonna meet each other," because we obviously both thought we were gonna get to the next round, and we both obviously lost, so we didn't. So it'll be 3 years till the day, nearly, or in around the same week. So yeah, honestly, man, it's just for me, it's just another fight. I just think I'm better. I really do. I think most people even know I am better. All I have to do is just go out, and if I fight, which I always do, to my ability, I will win, and I will win convincingly. And that's just the way. No, it's not like a grudge thing or nothing. I just know I'm better, and all I have to do is go out and show it. And I always go out and I always perform. So I think on the 27th we'll just see that I'm just that one step better.
Keith, just finally then to finish up, if there's anyone out there watching this who hasn't bought a ticket yet, what's your message to those fans? Why should they get a ticket, or why should they be tuning in on UFC Fight Pass on September 27th?
It's just going to be absolutely excitement from the start. Not even from the start of the fight, from the walkout. As you said, he's bringing a crowd, I'm bringing a crowd. I have the place on absolute wheels, and then we get in there, and then I'll let me fight and do the talking then as well. The place is going to be absolutely electric. I come out from the first second of the bell. My style is exciting. It's explosive. It's just absolute carnage. From the minute I walk out there, that place is going to be erupted. And the minute I get in the cage, it's always locked on, and then it's time to do the business. And you're going to, this is the start of a journey. If you tune in now, you're going to see, you're going to be able to tell people in 10 years, I remember watching him on Cage Warriors in the second fight. So get on it now, and you will not be disappointed.
And Damien, then from your side, you seem to have half of them are already coming down to support you. But if there's anyone from the other half still and ahhing over whether they should buy a ticket or not, what's the pitch here? Why should they get a ticket to see you on September 27th?
Just like Keith said, we're going to see Blanchardstown crowd versus Umma crowd. The place is going to be lifting from my walkout. I'm assuming he's going to walk out second. The fight's going to start fast. Keith starts very fast. It's going to be a serious first round. I'm going to finish him in the second round. You're going to see two of the best current Irish featherweights fighting. And then you'll see another stacked card on Cage Warriors in the RDS. It's definitely more than worth your ticket money.
Well, look, I'm sold. I was excited to see this one beforehand. I'm even more excited now, as should you be if you're watching this at home. Cage Warriors 194, Saturday, September 27th at the RDS. You can get your tickets from cagewarriors.com, and international fans can, of course, catch all the action live on UFC Fight Pass. We will see you there.